Hey everyone, Andy here with my cancer journey. Sorry I haven't posted in a while. Things have been pretty chaotic. I've had to be, I'm doing a sponsored charity event where I'm going to shave my hair off for Cancer Research UK. I've booked a local church and we're going to do teas and coffees, and I'm going to do a bit of a talk about what it means to me to shave my hair off and reveal my scar. And I'm going to walk around without a hat on, which doesn't happen very often. I can tell you that. I fall asleep with these on sometimes because I'm so used to wearing them. I feel naked without them. But I want to walk around and people to see my scar. And they might ask questions and I'm happy to answer them. I want them to know that I've had cancer. I've survived a 2-week diagnosis, and I said, nah, that's not happening. I'm going to fight this. But anyway, let's get into how I got to the 2-week diagnosis. I basically, I explained about going to my dad's house, getting in touch with my cousin, going to Edinburgh. Got to Edinburgh, met my cousin and my auntie and my uncle Ali and my cousin Andrea. Andrea and Robert, both like sister and brother to me. And they really helped me a lot. Me and Robert, to start off with, we went fishing, night fishing. We went and played golf. That was quite funny. Ended up me being really, really bad, and the people behind us going a lot quicker than I was going and having to overtake us. I think that might have happened 3 times maybe. But yeah, and fishing, I didn't actually catch a fish, although my cousin and his mate did. But it was just awesome to go out and do normal things with family, because in Devon my family is quite spread out, so when I'm in Devon I don't get to see them that often, and I'm a very my family means a lot to me. My friends and my family. My friends are my family as well as my family, if that makes sense. But yeah, we went and did all these cool things, and I met a girl, ended up moving in with her, and she only lived just up the road from my auntie's house. And my cousin Robert had met a girl. They were actually cousins, the girl that I was with and the girl that he was with. Weird saying that, but yeah. Him and his partner, they're still together, having another baby. Congratulations, guys. I'm so stoked for you. And yeah, things from there, things seem to be going really, really good. But I just didn't think about the cancer. And then one day I was sat there with my cousin Robert, and I'm reading an article in a newspaper, and there's an article about a football player called John Hartson, and I think that's his name. He got diagnosed with testicular cancer, but it spread to his lungs and his brain. And me being the optimistic person I am, I said to my cousin, I bet you, knowing my luck, if I get it again, I'm going to get it in my brain. And sort of forgot about that conversation. Then it was a little while later, my girlfriend's brother had popped round, and all of a sudden I got this funny feeling tingling down the right side of my body, and it went right down into my bum cheek, and I was like, what's that? A bit weird. And it went away. I thought nothing of it. Then the next part, I got such a bad headache, I literally couldn't leave my bed. I was just sleeping because it was so bad, that's all I could do. And after a week, I think I got up. I don't really remember. I just remember leaving the flat for some reason to go and see my auntie. It was only just down the road, and I got out the door, crossed the road onto her side of the road, and I had to cross another road, and it was pretty much there, like 5-minute walk from my door. As I crossed the road, I started to feel funny down my right side, and I honestly thought I was having a stroke, because it just felt like it was dropping down one side. I couldn't move my arm, I couldn't walk properly. I was dragging myself along the fence. I got across the road, got hold of the fence again, and I got to my auntie's door, and I remember lifting my arm up like this, and I was trying to go like this to push the buzzer. My arm was bloody doing whatever it wanted to do, but I managed to get my other hand, push the buzzer, and my auntie came to the door, and she could see the fear in my face, because she just picked me up and carried me into the flat, and we called an ambulance. By the time the ambulance people turned up, I had no symptoms, but it had got a lot worse. I felt like the bone in my body had cramp in it, and it was just going to snap. And all down my right side, especially in my arm, and a buzzy, tingly feeling like static electricity all down my right side. But that passed, and then the ambulance people turned up. They tried to say, don't worry about it, it's just a traffic jam of messages in your brain. These things happen, no need to take you into hospital, you'll be okay. And I said, mate, you're taking me into hospital, because at this point, that article had popped into my head about John Hartson, and I thought, shit, nah, right, take me to hospital. So I basically made this ambulance crew take me to hospital, and we got there, and I think my cousin Andrea might have come with me. To be honest, I can't really remember going there in the ambulance and that. I remember getting a funny feeling again, and I remember going into, I think it was A&E, in some random hospital in Edinburgh. Didn't even know where. Didn't know Edinburgh at all, really. Just what my brother had showed me when we went around on the bus and stuff and walked around the city centre. Lovely town, lovely city. But that's the story. I had all these blood tests, all sorts of things done, and they came back and said, we can't work out what's wrong with you. And I turned around to this doctor, and he was a young doctor, and I said to him, I read this article about John Hartson, and I know he had testicular cancer, and it went to his brain, and before I could even say brain, he went, you've had testicular cancer, haven't you? Right, we'll book you in for a brain scan. And I went for my brain scan, and about 20 minutes later, I'm sat in this room, so I can have a sip of my coffee. Oh, it's cold. Yeah, I'm sat in this room, and I've been in a lot of hospitals over the years. I've had a lot of bumps and scars, scrapes, cracks, but I've fallen over a lot. And as a kid, I was in and out of hospital, doing stupid things, climbing trees, falling down, hurting myself. But this time, I was in a really weird room, on a really busy wing, like on a really busy sort of, I can't think of the word, lane, like corridor, well done. And I had a phone next to me on one side and a curtain drawn across the corridor, and that was it. My cousin Andrea was there, and I started getting this thing in my arm, my side, and that, it was scaring me, and I was freaking out, and I was thinking, oh my God, like, if my cousin Andrea hadn't been there, I don't know, I mean, it was some scary stuff, man. It suddenly made me realise how important this is. Like, that might not make sense, but when you suddenly can't control one side of your body and what's going on in it, and your brain can't understand why this is all going on, and trust me, you freak out, man. You freak out big time. And I'm trying to stay calm for my cousin, because I don't want her to freak out, because if she freaks out, I'm going to freak out even more. So I'm just there trying to stay calm. Like, she can obviously tell that I'm freaking out. But she stayed really calm and she was great. I'm so glad that she was there. Andrea, thank you so much. I love you and I miss you all. And I'm thinking of you all the time. But yeah, Andrea was really great. Then, from what I can remember, the doctor came in and he came in and I knew instantly that it was bad news. He looked like he'd been crying and he turned around, he said to me, "I'm really, really sorry, but it's shown up that there's 2 abnormalities in your brain scan." And me being me, trying to make out like it wasn't really much, I went, "Hey, it's alright, mate, don't worry about it. Like, you're just doing your job, mate. You know what I mean? Let's just do what we've got to do to deal with this, isn't it?" And yeah, that was that. They decided that they'd put me on these steroids to stop my brain from swelling up, because that's what was actually causing the problem down my right side. Was my brain was putting pressure, or the tumour was putting pressure on my brain, which on the left side of my skull, and it was right about here. And yeah, there was one the size of a golf ball, and then there was another one growing off the side of it about like that. That had grown really quick because the type of tumour that I actually had is now known that it's very aggressive. It targets the brain. It goes for the brain. So hopefully nowadays they can treat you so that you don't have to go through what I went through, where I went into remission, I went and rebuilt my life, and then I got it again. And really bad the second time. When I went to see the oncologist, because I don't remember really, I don't remember leaving the hospital. I can kind of remember getting a bus home on my own at some point. I don't know whether that was then. I don't really know. But my cousin had to meet me at the bus stop and walk me home. So the bus stop was just outside the hospital. So it wasn't a big thing. And I was very much adamant that no one was going to come and help me or anything like that, because it wasn't that bad. In my head, I wasn't going to let it be that bad. That wasn't the case. We went to see the oncologist, and he just wanted to talk about... He didn't want to talk about how long I had left. And I was thinking 10 years or something like that. And I was thinking, do you know what? Is it worth just having the 10 years and having 10 years of loads of fun and making a list and just smashing it out and doing everything on my list before I die? Or do I go with this? And they said, basically, we can give you brain surgery, we'll try and remove the tumours, and then we will start a 6-month course of intense chemotherapy with 7 different types of drugs. I think it's a human reaction, you know, to cling on to life. I said, mate, I'm not going anywhere. I was like, get this thing out of my head, get that drip plugged in, and let's start this chemo, yeah? And we'll see who's not going to be here. Because I was determined I wasn't going to die. You know what I mean? That's a human reaction, I think. You know what I mean? Some people maybe, yeah, they will accept it, but I was not ready to die. I wasn't ready. It wasn't my time. I knew that deep down. In my heart, I knew that I wasn't ready to die. And I was willing to fight. And that's what I did. And it's very blurry because I got put on a lot of medication. I know that my mum came up from Devon, and bless her, she looked after me, and like Yeah, the whole family did. The whole family stepped in and that. Even my friends did. You know what I mean? I can remember I had to make some phone calls from that phone that was next to my bed to family and let them know. And like, you know, there's one person who I knew that I was going to call, and that was I class him as one of my bestest friends. And you know who you are because you got the message, bro. And you called me up, mate. And what you did, son, yeah, that helped me so much, mate. You will never know how much that helped me. Do you know what this guy did? He got hold of my friends and he said, right, we're driving up to see you. We're going to come and stay with you the night before you have your surgery. And for me, that was, I could not believe this. It was like, what? They're going to drive all the way from Devon up here. And yeah, you guys, that was, without that night, I don't think I'd have gone in for my surgery in the optimistic way that I did. I went in, I got up, and it was like just getting up and going off to go shop or something like that. That's how I saw it. And yeah, there's some amazing things happened. Some really scary things happened as well, which I will get into. But yeah, it went downhill quickly for me. But I think that instant when I got told 2 weeks, he didn't want to tell me that. And when I got told that, I was like, nah, I'm not dying. I'm not dying. Not in 2 weeks, mate. I'm going to die either fighting this or when I'm old. Yeah. I couldn't let go of life. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to cling on to it. Cling on to it. Keep fighting because it's so precious. Do you know what? Like, I'll just tell you this one thing. After my brain surgery, and then I came out of hospital, which I'll talk to you all about my brain surgery in the next video. But I went in for my first week of chemo in Edinburgh, and I had 4 days after having a week of chemotherapy, intense chemotherapy, which within 30 minutes, it knocked me out. I completely underestimated it. I had to have 6 months of it, 9 days and 4 days off, 9 days and then 4 days off. Anyway, I had 4 days to get okay, like to build up enough strength to be able to do the 12-hour journey to Edinburgh. And I think the first day out of hospital, I asked my mum to phone the hospital up and to get them to come and give me an injection to put me to sleep because I didn't think I could do this. I felt so ill. And that was after the first week of chemo. And I wanted them to come out and give me an injection and put me to sleep. And that to be it. But instead, I spoke to a hospital member and they managed to talk some sense into me. And I had a bath and I ate something. I for some reason, tomato soup and tiger bread with butter. That was probably all I ate. Well, mainly. It was a winner for me. I had some of that, and I felt a bit more positive. And then I just got it in my head that I've got to get to Devon. If I get to Devon, I'll be okay. If I get to Devon, I'll be okay. And that was what I was thinking at that point. And my mum had gone into overprotective mode, and I was bedridden. She wasn't even letting people like my family come around at this point and see me. It was all really quite awkward and a lot to take on what was going on with them as well, as I'm trying to deal with what's going on with me. It was really, really tricky. I'm going to leave it here, and I just hope that someone out there finds some inspiration or something, some positivity in what I'm saying, some drive, some sort of thing, something to hold on to, because like I'm here. This is 12 years after my first diagnosis. I'm still here, and I wake up, I struggle because of the stuff that I had happen to me. But hey, I'm here, I'm alive, I go out, I have a life, I've got a little girl. I got told I couldn't have kids. You know what I mean? I got told I was gonna die in 2 weeks. I said no to all of that, and it all worked. What I told myself was gonna happen happened. I beat it. I've had a daughter. I've got a lovely home. I've got a therapy dog called Belle, bless her. She got spayed yesterday, so she is currently just chilling next to me down here. Look, if I can show you. Yeah. There's Belle. She's sleeping. She's a little baby. Anyway, my thoughts are with all of you out there. God bless. Stay strong. Like I keep saying, don't let that C word get in there and beat you. Yeah? Tell it to... Yeah? You can beat it. In here. Stay positive. Stay positive. Keep fighting. Yeah? I've got a lot more to tell you, and I just hope that it helps. That's all I want to do. This story goes on and on and on, and if you can watch these videos and learn from what I did wrong or what I did that could help you, that's why I'm making them, because I made a lot of mistakes, and I did some things that I think really helped me and would help everyone else. So I'm going to carry on telling my story and keep smashing out these videos and letting everyone know that, you know what, there's positivity out there, and just don't give in. Don't give in, don't give up. Don't let anyone tell you what you can or can't be. Be what you want to be. Do what you want to do. And do it with a positive attitude, knowing that you're going to succeed, because you're putting everything into it. You've got to put your all into it. Like when I was fighting the chemo, I put my all into it. Yeah. I mean, there were times where I was really, but I've planned my own funeral. My mum's got it at her house. I've got stuff that I want read out about people and stuff like that, just in case. She's kept it because I asked her to. And that was the dark times. But we'll go through all of that. I want to go through all of that with you guys. I want to share. And as I'm doing this is all helping me as well. So I really, really, really hope that it's helping you guys out there.